So I'm just walking here in the city on a Sunday and I'm thinking about how synergy is something that is what is more than a sum of any given parts. Example, if you see the water have a special patina on a cloudy or semi-cloudy days such as this, you think, maybe you think, it's the color from the sky affecting the water such and such, and the reflections affecting it such and such. But that is not the case, because that would be a summation of parts. There's something more that is happening, okay? Something purely original. Another example is how on the left here I have trains lined up about to get into the train station further down, and you think, it's just association, thinking of how these trains came from far and far away, the capital city, you romanticize Stockholm, you've been there. It's just association, but it's not, right? Because these trains have been to Stockholm. They bring in the energy of Stockholm. They color the atmosphere of here with the atmosphere of the capital city, smoke from the capital city, on a cloudy day like this, okay? And it's original. It's not just a summation of parts or associations. Okay, so this is something that helps me to get into right brain, because we think there's all these borders between qualities and such, but these borders are often imposed, right? The water is different than it ever has been, okay? And I also see a lot of people are mentioning this today as if it's some synchronicity. But as I was walking in the city, it came to me what nature and elements of nature actually constitute in this life, right? So we built Babylon, we built the Matrix, we built a concrete jungle, and then out from this stick out the trees or the bushes and the roses downtown. They're so prominent when you see them. And I thought, what is this? What is actually happening? What is nature and what is the Babylon and the concrete jungle or the Matrix? And I felt that nature is something that is not a prominence, not something that sticks out, but it's an indentation to a sort of negative existence, like a negative photography that reminds you of the metaphysical blueprint. This may sound convoluted, but again, nature is not a prominence. It's not an imposition. It's not something that's trying to convince you of anything. It's rather something that is an indentation of existence that reminds you of the metaphysical reality that constitutes the physical reality, okay? And so this is the utmost quality, maybe. This is the utmost quality because we are either overstimulated and convinced that physical reality is the be-all, or we gaze in nature. We get a horizontal feeling energetically. We get a feeling of openness, and we remember that nature is that call to the wild. And it is especially prominent if you slow down in the city, right? Because people tend to do A to B kind of movement in the city. It's very difficult for a lot of people. You just walk around and you see how no one's strolling. Who strolls these days? People are always on their way, right? But if you stroll, if you spats, maybe that's a Yiddish word, if you spatser, then you sort of see how nature is doing something completely else than what the city is doing, right? And it's beautiful because it adds a dimension to life once you see this, where you start enjoying the city, right? You start enjoying the relativity of concrete jungle versus actual nature.